Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Joy Night In, presented by Refinery29 and Campbell. I'm Ellyn Puleio, known on the internet as Ellyn with a Y. I'm the Director of Content Operations here at Refinery29 and your host for tonight's program. As the holiday season nears, there tends to be equal parts stress and excitement in the air. And this year may be different for many who celebrate, so we wanted to host this gathering tonight to bring some creativity and comfort to our audience at home. And what better way to bring the comfort than Campbell's and Hallmark Channel movie? Tonight's conversation is centered around finding unexpected holiday love, a theme in the new Hallmark Channel movie, Christmas with the Darlings, and all the unexpected ways you can find it. I'm so excited tonight to introduce you to the incredible group of women I'm going to be talking to. So first, I'd like to introduce you to Lauren Lane. Lauren is a lifestyle creator with natural eye for decor and design and can be found in the kitchen whipping up her own recipes. Lauren lives in Nashville, Tennessee with her husband, Chris Lane, and their two rescue pups, Cooper and Chloe. Next on our panel is Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine is the creator behind XO Jasmine, a fashion and lifestyle blog, which serves as a source of inspiration for women and modern moms who want to be the best version of themselves. Jasmine lives in Atlanta with her husband and son. Hey, Jasmine.
Hi.
And last but certainly not least, Jane Williamson. Jane is a mama, a wife, and a creator. She loves to work out, spend time with her family, and has recently found a love in cooking. And Jane is based in Utah. I am so excited to have you all here today. Thanks for joining in on this exciting panel. I'm really excited because we are coming up on the holiday season, and in such a unique year, I think it's really interesting to hear how everyone's choosing to spend the holidays this year. So, Lauren, can you let us know your plans?
Yes, so we actually just solidified them, which is exciting. Thanksgiving will be spent here in Nashville, Tennessee. My family, my immediate family, so my brothers and my sister and my mom and dad are coming to Nashville, and they are all staying under our roof. I will be hosting, which I wish me luck. And then Christmas time, we will go to North Carolina, which is where Chris's family is. And it'll just be immediate family on both ends. So both of us have huge extended families, but this year we're obviously going to downsize a little bit and just be extra cautious and, but still thankfully get to see our closest family. So I'm excited.
I love that. What about you, Jasmine?
So we're going to really just both of our families, my husband and my family both live near us. So we'll probably do kind of virtual that for most of the year so far. So just kind of spending time online really and doing our usual home thing that we're going to do.
I love that. And Jane, what about you?
So this year we will do Thanksgiving with my husband's family here in Utah, and then my family lives in New Jersey, but they're actually flying out to Utah for Christmas. So we'll be able to do both holidays here close by. So it'll be really nice.
Oh, I love that. And Jersey girl, hello. Hi. We always find each other. I love it. Well, so I'm so inspired by this film, and there's something that really interesting to me about finding unexpected love. And so I can tell you guys about a time I found unexpected love first, which is funny because it's this year. With everything going on, my family decided to buy my nanny, which is my grandmother, my nanny who is in her late 80s, an iPad. And I unexpectedly found that I was very much loving calling her and getting calls from her, like kind of random times of day, but getting calls from my nanny and just sharing the love over an iPad. So I'm curious about unexpected times and places that you guys have found love, inspired by Christmas with the Darlings on Hallmark Channel this Christmas season. So Jasmine, if you could tell us a little bit about unexpected place that you found love?
Yeah, so of course, with my family, the love is always there. But I think, yeah, it's, sometimes you get the notions of taking a step back from social or taking a step back from your community, things like that. But I've actually kind of leaned into my community. I share sometimes on days when I may not be having a good day, and then I'll have people who will message me different inspirational quotes and things like that. So small tokens like that definitely are truly appreciated, and I see the love in all of that. So just my social media community has definitely been strong.
Oh, I love that. It's being open and to reaching out is so important. Jane, what about
Right.
you?
So my husband actually, I mean, I loved him before this pandemic, of course, but being locked down at first, it was really hard, and it was actually just really hard because it's just our place isn't very big, and so it was just kind of like a lot of tension a lot of times and hard for him to work at home. But now it's just, I feel like our love has just strengthened so much, and we go on walks all the time and just kind of hunker down and stay home a lot. And I just feel like it's really helped our relationship a lot.
Oh my God, I love that. I mean, it's kind of like the movie, like some small, fun activities you can do together really
Hmm.
create a moment for love to grow.
Yeah, for
That is
sure.
so, that is so sweet. Lauren, what about you?
So, Chris is my husband, and similar kind of situation. We were very much at first readjusting. He travels for work a lot. So, March, April, things really changed for us and our dynamic, but it's been so wonderful to be able to. This is our first year of marriage, so we've been able to spend time together that we wouldn't have normally had. And then we just actually recently rescued a dog. So 2 months ago, we rescued Chloe, who was our second rescue. So we have found a lot of love in our little fur babies, and Chloe, who is the newest addition to our family.
Oh, I love Chloe. That's so sweet. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. And you know what? I'm hearing a lot of people are adopting or fostering during this time. And, being able to care for somebody other than yourself is like so, so helpful during a time like this.
Yes, it's a lot of work,
I
but it's so worth it.
I love. So it's really interesting this year, so inspired by the film, talking about, hosting a party. In the film, they have to like quickly pivot what they're doing. And I'm curious, and Jasmine, I'll start with you because I know that you have hosted a thing or two. And for Lauren and Jane and myself, we could use all the tips because we have not hosted on our own before. What lessons have you learned from hosting past holidays that you're going to apply to this year?
I definitely think take your time and not like stress out about it. My first year hosting, I was like, everything has to be perfect and all of this. And you have to understand, like, it's your family. So, they know who you are. They know, like, if something's out of place or things like that. So I think that's the biggest tip, to not overstress, especially with the year, to other family members. You create things that one person can bring, and for everything. That's always a good help. So you're not freaking out like, oh my God, I forgot this, I forgot that. So, allowing people to help you out. But I definitely think not overstressing is the biggest thing, because you will drive yourself crazy and then you won't really be able to enjoy the holiday. So
That is a really good lesson. I think sometimes we, take on too much stress or we don't share that we're stressed out, but it's our family. They love us the most, more than anybody. And so why not be honest and just like, let's wing it together.
Exactly.
and be grateful that we have, our families that, can be understanding when something perhaps is a little overcooked. Lauren and Jane. Lauren, I'll start with you. Do you have your family members, the ones that'll help you when you're hosting, or are they going to, poke fun a little bit?
So I would describe my family as a little bit of controlled chaos at all times. So I feel like I I feel fine if something, like you said, isn't maybe cooked to perfection. Also, my mom and my sister are such great cooks, so I know that I'll have their hand when in the kitchen, especially. So I'm just honestly so excited. But I think that's such a good point. Is I tend to naturally want things to be perfect, and it's the first time hosting, and I want the table to be so cute and all that stuff. And it's like sometimes I do think that it can take away from your ability to just like be in the moment and enjoy, which is really the purpose of the holidays, in the first place. So I think that's such a good point, and I'm definitely going to keep that in mind when hosting this year.
That is so true. I was just talking about that. The point of being together is enjoying each other. But if we're, like Jasmine said, like, don't get stressed out. If we're off in the corner freaking out about some dish, then, we're not enjoying our family. And Jane, what about you? I know you've got a little girl at home. Do you have some tips and tricks or some things you're worried about for hosting and holidaying?
I honestly, screen time has saved me, and I don't want to give that as a tip because I know a lot of moms are like against screen time. But honestly, when you just need a moment to just like cook dinner or just have some, alone time, I love screen time for my baby, my toddler girl.
I love that. I swear, my screen time is through the roof. I don't need those reports on my phone anymore.
Right.
But I'm not stressed about it. I love it. So obviously we can all agree this past year has been pretty wild, to say the least. And I think something that is so heartwarming and I'm so glad to be here to be on this panel with Refinery29 and Campbell is the idea of splitting Campbell's tomato soup and grilled cheese. It's such an iconic classic. And thinking about who you would split a tomato soup and grilled cheese with, over iPad or, one day in person. For me, I was just thinking about my nonni, and I have this like inspired by being Italian version of tomato soup. So I actually add all these like hot pepper flakes and basil, and then the kind of unique twist on a grilled cheese is I do a mozzarella and pesto panini. And so that's kind of my, innovative take on a classic. And it really it reminds me of love and family and like the big gatherings that I'm not going to be having this year. And I'm curious, and we can go around, and I know, Lauren, you're a particular fan of tomato soup and grilled cheese. Who would you split a Campbell's tomato soup and grilled cheese with? Lauren?
So yes, big fan of grilled cheese and tomato soup for as long as I can remember. But I would say my husband, however, I think he would, when you say split, I think he would eat it all. So I'm not going to say him. But I think like you, I haven't been able to see a lot of my extended family, especially my grandmother, and I'm very close with my grandmother. She's also very Italian as well. But I think I would love to share a bowl of soup and grilled cheese with her. And it's interesting you mentioned basil because I just started a garden. That was kind of like my project when being home much more often this summer. And I've been growing a lot of fresh herbs. So I love like fresh herbs. I think it just like makes it a little bit unique and so delicious. So I definitely add some fresh herbs in there. And then I think the key for me to a like perfect grilled cheese is sourdough bread. And I like to use different kinds of cheese. So I'll just like switch it up depending on maybe what I have in my fridge or what I'm feeling that day. But I do think it sounds very wonderful to share a bowl of soup and grilled cheese with my grandma.
Right? Even if we're cheersing through an iPad. Jane, what about you? Who would you split your grilled cheese with? What's your unique take on that?
I would love to just split a grilled cheese and tomato soup with my mom. My mom is a fabulous cook, and she lives in New Jersey, so like basically across the country from me. And since she's this amazing cook, I've actually gotten really into cooking this year, and my mom is like so proud of me. So I think that I would add fresh garlic and some basil too. I've been adding fresh garlic in everything I've been cooking lately, and I swear, oh my gosh, like it just makes your food taste so amazing. So I would love to make some for my mom and see what she thinks about it, and to just split it with her and have, good conversations. So,
I love that. Oh my God, I'm getting so inspired to like create more iterations of a grilled cheese and tomato soup, like a little like, fried halloumi in the soup. Like, oh, it'd be delicious. You guys, I'm ready to eat. Jasmine, what about you? Who would you sabullet the tomato soup and grilled cheese with?
Split with my husband and my son. And just going back, my husband and I, we found out when we got married that we attended the same daycare, which we had no clue about. So there's a photo of us actually with like our little lunches and the cheese, and so I feel like that just for us is the whole like history thing, and that allowing our son to kind of partake in that is definitely a kind of special moment to introduce him to like grilled cheese and soup. So I definitely split it with him.
Oh my God, that is so sweet. And you guys didn't know
Yeah.
you were in the same.
No, we're from the exact same city and everything. We didn't meet until we got to college. And when we were getting married, both of our parents are pulling like our photos for wedding photos, and we're in pictures and like on the raspia. It's crazy. So,
Oh my gosh, talk about like unexpected love in
right.
unexpected places.
Right.
Wow, that is incredible. Well, guys, that's why,
Mhm.
you never know. Even if we have our masks on, smile with your eyes. You can meet someone anywhere, anytime.
Right. Exactly. Even at
Oh my
daycare.
God, and even at daycare. What a sweet story for your son too, like to know that. Oh, that is so sweet. I love that. So speaking of unexpected ways to find love, and like at the daycare, I think this time of year in particular, we can all kind of be just go, go, go. It's holidays, it's shopping, it's entertaining, in, past years. And I think that we can sometimes lose track of taking care of ourselves, which is often the best way to be able to give love and share love with other people. And I'm curious, especially, with kids at home, Jasmine and Jane, I'm sure it's even harder to find ways to practice self-love. And so I'm curious, what are some unexpected ways you've discovered to find yourself and show yourself love? Jasmine, I'd love to hear from you.
So for me, it's definitely kind of putting away my computer and phone at the end of the day. I'm usually like a to-do list, like I need everything completed, regardless how long it takes. But I've learned that, those tasks can go into the next day. So just putting that computer and phone away, and sometimes moving bedtime up early if necessary, so I can have that extra time to decompress at the end of the day. Be a bath, or really just watching some of my favorite movies, especially on Hallmark right now, the Hallmark Channel. So those different things are definitely some of the things I love to do. But moving bedtime up has definitely been a win for us. So
I love that. A little more time for, holiday movies, Hallmark Channel movies. A little
yes,
more time for you.
exactly.
I love that. Jane, what about you?
So kind of since a few months into quarantine, I decided to start working out for once. And it's crazy because I used to just hate it so much, but I have found like such a love in working out. And so my husband has to work throughout the day. So I'll just get up like an hour earlier than he will. And whether it's going to my gym and safely kind of social distancing, working out, or even just working out from home, I've found so much joy in it. And it's just great to see like the physical and mental, I don't know, just like strength that you have from doing it. So I do that every day, and it's helps to keep me sane, keeps me a happy mom, and I just love it.
I love that. That's so important, right? It's about taking time for yourself. I'm sure we can all relate to like one, just needing to expel some energy and also just like release. But also, that's really a good time for yourself and to take a breather. I love that. I wish I was working out more. I worked out more. My roommate was here, but she went home, actually back to Atlanta. I hang out with you. I just went down to Atlanta. But when she was here, we were working out. We were doing dance classes together. So I need to like pick that back up because I feel like that's a really good way to, and you don't have to be, you can take a dance class from anywhere online now and do it in my home and nobody gets to watch. Not self-conscious at all. I love it. And Lauren, what about you? Like, how are you, like, where are you finding time for self-love and self-care?
Yeah. So I've never been one to like be like super regimented when it comes to my workouts, but I too have been doing them from home. And I do find it to be such a good way to kind of just like unplug for a second and kind of change of scenery in a way. And for me, it just helps me kind of de-stress. And then also I have been cooking so much more often, and I actually find it very therapeutic to be in the kitchen. I also love to eat, so that's like the other side of it, the other benefit. But yeah, something about being in the kitchen and like being creative in the kitchen and creating new dishes, or perhaps just, like we talked about earlier, putting a little twist on something classic. I find that to be kind of my creative outlet as well, and a great way to just kind of get my mind off everything else going on.
Yeah, that is a really great way to kind of, when you give your hands a task, it kind of helps your brain just find space to clear out. I love that. I also find myself when I'm like chopping vegetables or cooking a dish, I'm really like, oh, I'm not really thinking about anything else. I'm just doing this activity.
Yes, totally.
And then you get to be the benefactor of all of that activity.
Great.
I love it. It's so important, right? It's so important to find that time for ourselves and to take care of each other. And I'm just curious, a way that I love to take care of others, and it sounds like we all have enjoyed cooking at one point or another and hosting. And I'm wondering, about cooking for others. Like when did you learn how to cook? Is that something that came from like a family member, your mom's? I know that Jane, you were talking about your mom. Did you like learn in the kitchen with her growing up?
Yeah, I did. I mean, she has so many amazing recipes when it comes to desserts and dinners. And so I kind of learned growing up, but I really did not find like a love for it until quarantine, actually, which is crazy. I just never enjoyed cooking. We always got takeout for dinner. And it's just been in the past few months that I've just kind of learned a lot more about eating healthy, and I've actually gotten more into working out. That's where I've just kind of found my love in cooking. And just like Lauren said, just like finding joy in the kitchen. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And what about you, Jasmine? Like growing up, was that something that cooking was taught? Is it you just watched? Do you have like a special memory in the kitchen?
It's definitely a mix of both. I still to this day love to just be in the kitchen with my mom and watching her do different things and say, "Oh, I'm taking notes. I'll help in a second." But yeah, definitely when I was younger, just seeing different things that she was, some of the things I'm able to incorporate now into my family. So it was definitely a really good memory.
And Lauren, you said you've got a big family and you are the oldest.
Yes, correct.
Were you like learning and helping the younger siblings along the way?
Gosh, I feel so bad that I didn't help as much as I should have. My poor mom was in the kitchen cooking for all four of us. And no, I'm ashamed to say I was not as much of a help. But I think just growing up watching my mom, my grandma's an amazing cook. So just watching them, we really didn't eat out ever. So I think just watching them and obviously reaping the benefits of their cooking, I think it just made me always really appreciative of a home cooked meal. And I don't even think it's just about the meal itself. I think it's just something about, bringing people together. And I always associate cooking with family and just being together, sitting around the table. So I think it's just very nostalgic for me. And yes, I definitely think I was inspired by my mom and grandma, but I wish if I could go back, I would have been more help growing up. I feel bad. Sorry.
Well, what is this phrase of the year? Hindsight is 2020.
Exactly.
But it only makes us, I think, like value and love and appreciate more today when we realize perhaps maybe where we could have helped more when we were younger.
Exactly.
I love it. And speaking of family, I think this year it's such a unique year, and wanting to share some love and spread some love to our families, particularly it sounds like our moms. This year holiday shopping is definitely different, and I'm wondering, if holiday shopping is kind of like a fun ritual for you. How are you handling this year, and who are you shopping for? I will ask Jane first.
So we have so many people to shop for. So I have 7 siblings. And then my parents, and then my husband's family. There's 3 kids, and then his parents. So I don't even know the math, but yeah, we have so many people to shop for. And just today I'm like, okay, I need to sit down and just like find stuff and shop away before everything is out of stock. But it is just so exciting. And especially Black Friday is coming up, so I'm excited to hopefully find some deals. We'll see.
I love it. Jasmine, what about you?
Definitely all of our family, and especially our son. This year, like when we put the tree up and things like that, he's understanding more like what Christmas is, and he's really into it now. Last year, we kind of went overboard with the gifts, and he's just looking like, what is this for? But this year, it's funny because some stores have started sending out like the toy catalog. So he's like, "Hey, mommy and daddy, like this, and we're like, "You're not getting all that stuff." So just definitely him for in our family, even just smaller gestures for like the delivery people. I said I want to make little basket on the porch so they can just grab things out of, because the weather, and for them to have to be in that. And then number 2, just with everything going on, just that sweet gesture. Love. So that's definitely something I'll be doing.
I love that. That's such a actually really great thing that you bring up about, taking care of the delivery people that are coming to the door and reaching out to them in unexpected ways. I love seeing videos of people being surprised by a treat on the porch. I'm curious, as we move forward this year, and like we said, it's been really wild. We could all use a lot more love, more love than ever this year. And how can we show our communities that unexpected love that need love? Jasmine, you were saying that you're in support of the communities. I'm wondering, Lauren, what are you thinking you can do in this year?
So my husband and I have actually been talking about this in ways to safely, give back to our communities. Obviously, I think we both have always been big on donations, but I do think both of us are craving the ability to just connect with our communities, since we haven't had that in so long. So we're actually still brainstorming, but I know that there's so many people out there who are in need of meals, especially, we all are so blessed to gather around our table for Thanksgiving and to be able to provide that for someone else who maybe can't. Through our church every year, they do a toy drive, which is such an honestly easy way to give back and help get gifts for kids that maybe, their parents can't afford it or whatever. And then also just, I think an easy way, I actually was at the grocery store today, and it's so hard. I used to, smile at people and try to show kindness in that way. But now obviously we all have our masks on, thankfully, for safety, but it's been a little harder to like non-verbally communicate with people and, maybe shift someone's day. So I've been trying to do better about actually starting conversations and asking people how they are, even if it's a complete stranger standing in line behind me at the grocery store, or the clerk who's working and, kind of on the front lines, honestly, during a pandemic, and just really being aware of trying to go out of my way to connect with those who are in our community.
That's so true, Lauren. Like being able to smile at someone, it's an act that reciprocates. But if someone can't see it, you're trying harder with your eyes, and it's like that's such a thoughtful way to create that human connection in an unexpected way and share love with other people and hopefully spread some joy to other people. I love that. I saw you had a little puppy in the background. I wanted to say hi, but I didn't want to cut you off.
I don't know who she thinks she is right now, but she is just chilling on the couch. But yeah, that's Chloe.
Cutie.
Our newest member.
Chloe. Oh, so sweet. I love that. So Jane, I want to ask you also, ways you were telling me earlier, ways that you're able to share love in an unexpected way with your community.
Yeah, so there's actually a lot of people without homes in our downtown Salt Lake City close to us. So around Christmas time, as it's getting colder, we love to go down there and pass out blankets or food or baked goods, just anything to help. Another way I've heard is just to go into grocery stores and buy a couple of $15 gift cards and just pass them out to people you think might need it. Just like little acts of service that, might brighten someone's day.
That is, again, it's like just as we were saying earlier, it's the time of year where we want to celebrate and be with the people we love, but also remember our communities and take care of the people around us and make sure that perhaps someone who doesn't know that they are appreciated and valued feel it from us. Jasmine, you were saying, reaching out to delivery people. Are there any other ways that you're connecting with your community this time of year?
Definitely, I think a lot of different things. The people, or your Starbucks line, paying for the person's order behind you. But another one that we kind of love to do is figuring out, like, if someone's behind us with their groceries, especially I love to see like families or moms or something in line who are behind us, paying for their groceries and just kind of letting it be. We don't have to turn around and like let them know like, hey, we're going to pay for your groceries, because some people may not want to accept that right away. So just kind of just doing it and leaving the store. And then we've had someone catch up to us like, oh my God, I cannot believe you even did that. So small gestures like that. Of course, donating to local organizations and charities. So I definitely think that purchase is something we love to do. So if we can help someone in need at that moment with like groceries or an order or food or anything, is something we definitely love to do. And I definitely love when my son is with me, because he's 3, but he will understand exactly what we're doing and the importance of giving back. So it's definitely important.
Oh, I love that. That's so true, right? It's learn by example, lead by example. And that is such an important lesson in sharing and caring for your community. I think that's something we can all be reminded of, is making sure that we're leading by example and keeping our character strong, even when no one's looking. I'm just like so inspired by you ladies that's how you're thinking, and especially in this year and this holiday season. I'm really grateful to be sharing this time with you.
Thanks, Ellyn.
Thank you.
Before we go, with all this holiday talk, I feel like it's a good time of year to get excited as we are coming to the close of the year. What are you most excited for about this holiday season? And Lauren, I'll start with you.
Okay, well, the holiday season in general, every single year, is always just my favorite time of year. Very jealous of snow, of those of y'all who get snow, because it's just like honestly, winter is just my favorite time in general. But I think especially this year, I think we could all use a little extra joy, and there's nothing more joyful than the holidays and the food and family and giving, which is really the center of it all. And just especially excited for this one, I think, for me. And it'll also be, well, I guess it'll be our second Christmas together, but hosting and creating new memories. We just moved into a new house this in 2020, so I think it'll be so nice to be able to create memories in our new home together and with our dogs. And yes, very, very much excited that the year is coming to a close and we'll get to spend some time with family.
It's so exciting. Your first Christmas in your new home. That's a big one to be excited about.
Very excited.
I love that. Jane, what about you? Oh, no, go for it, Lauren.
I was just going to say he's usually just on the road, go, go, go. So this might be, one of the few times that we kind of have that downtime together. So also going to try to cherish that because I don't know if we'll ever get that, again anytime soon. So.
Oh my gosh, yeah, cherish it because we don't, who knows what the future holds and what next holidays will be. So cozy up on the couch and enjoy it. I love it. Jane, what about you? This holiday season, what are you most excited for?
I love the holidays too. I think that it's just such a cozy time, and I'm just so excited to be around my family. I'm really excited to, Chloe is my almost 2-year-old, and I think it's going to be so fun with her now that she's older and she just has so much personality, and now she's starting to kind of know who Santa is, and we're reading Christmas books all the time. So I'm just really excited to celebrate it with her and to, buy her toys and just get her really stoked about the holidays.
Oh, that's so cute. Get her all hopped up on the holidays. I love it. And Jasmine, I'll close with you this year. What are you most excited about for the holidays?
Definitely spending time with my family, with our son. Like I said earlier, he is really understanding full out what Christmas is now. So we got a gingerbread house the other day, and so we're looking forward to decorating that because my husband and myself, we actually have never done that either. So it'll be a first for all of us, and just creating new traditions. It's so fun with having a toddler because they get excited about everything. Like he was excited about decorating the tree and just every little thing. So just really excited to make those memories with them.
I love that. That's fun. Getting to create new traditions and build that into your, family unit, Lauren, Jane. I think we can all relate to this is a kind of crazy year, but being able to forge our paths and decide what our traditions are. Jasmine, I'm so inspired by that. I'm like, what will be my unique tradition this year?
Right.
I love it. Oh, I am so excited. Officially, this is kickoff to the holidays. I'm ready to, deck the halls, as it were, if it's not decorated enough behind me. And I want to thank you all, Jasmine, Lauren, Jane. Thank you for joining me this evening. Tonight was super fun, and I don't know about you, but I am very ready for a grilled cheese and tomato soup right now. I hope, right? I'm ready for a snack. I hope that everyone enjoyed our Joy Night In with Refinery29 and Campbell. And please tune in to another Joy Night In next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, where we dive into what home really means this holiday season. Thank you all so much for joining. See you then.